Hey everyone, and welcome to a deck profile for Yamato in Premium Booster 2 of the One Piece TCG, or set 12.5, however you want to call it. But before we get into it, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and if you want to support me in the channel, you can check the links in the description. I've got a coupon code for Nen Garden, Straw Hat Pecan for 5% off on top of any of their sales. They're adding new playlists all the time. I also made a Twitter recently if you want to follow me, posting when I'll be doing some tournaments or any like meme challenges. I might poll there to get info, thoughts, opinions. Also, I have a TCG player affiliate link if you're going to be buying any cards. But let's get into it. We got Yamato, green and yellow, 4 life, 5k power, double attack, activate main once per turn. If your opponent has 3 or less life, you can give 2 rested down on one of your characters. We're running an aggro build that's very similar to the top 8 build that I played recently. And I think I've come to the conclusion on what to replace for the new Otama. I think this is just a better Toniyasu. You could maybe even still run Toniyasu if you wanted to get like real crazy. But my game plan strategy is, we'll go over everything, right? But we'll get over the cards first. We have the 3-cost Mihawk that cheats out a 4 or less slash card rested. Good targets for that is the Hawkins or the Kikanojo, as they're easy to defend, or your opponent might not want to swing into them, right? 6k is a lot easier to defend than like a 5k Kinemon. You can cheat him out though. You can also cheat out Ashura Doji if you want to KO something, right? But being rested 3k power, he'll probably just get swung into the next turn. Of course, we're running Hody Jones. 7-8 rush on play, take top card of your life. Rest 2 of your opponent's characters and or Don, right? We've got our 1 Don Yamato Searcher with Don ×2 becomes a 5k swing. You can look at top 5 for a 2-cost or more Land of Wano card. We got Onami for Banish, right? This gives it to either leader or character. KOs a 5 or less out of life. Otama being the big new card. 2 Don, 0 power, 2k counter. Activate main, rest his character. Add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. Up to one of your leader or characters gets plus 3k power during the turn. Trigger, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. Actually, not bad. I'm going to be honest. That's kind of crazy to have that as a trigger too. But this is a very nice 2k counter. We've got the Izo. On play gives our Land of Wano leader Banish. Don ×2 becomes a blocker. We got Ashura Doji. If your opponent has 3 or more life, you can KO a 5 or less original cost character. So even if they buff up the character's cost, you can still KO it. We've got Kikanojo, 4/6 on KO. If your opponent has 3 or less life, you get to heal 1. Trigger, if they have 3 or less, you get to play for free. We had Hawkins, 4/5/1 on KO. Trash top card of your opponent's life. That's why if you play it off of Mihawk, they might not want to just swing into it. We got Kinemon, 2k counter, plays for free like Kikanojo, out of life if they have 3 or less. Running Kuma, because I really like this in combination with the Otama. You could also run the 5-cost Momonosuke blocker to heal the Otama to life if they don't KO it, but they're probably going to, right? Or just any of your other Land of Wano. But to get a just dedicated heal to kind of offset the downside of taking a life with the Otama, I'm trying out just maxing out copies of the Kuma, meaning that on play you can heal 1 by pitching a card from hand, and then on KO you heal 1 as well. But also the fact that he's on KO heal, your opponent might not want to swing into him. He's also 7k power, so easier to defend, right? And my whole strategy is when I play a character out, I want it to stick or at least get to swing that turn, right? Either have rush or just be able to stick for a turn, right? So we can split. A lot of times you're going to be swinging pretty heavy Banish. So if we're going to play something out, right, I want it to be harder to remove. He also gets plus 2 costs on the turn he's played if you pitch a card, right? We've got the Rush Momonosuke, 6/7, no counter. Your turn, if you have 2 or less life, your leader gets plus 1k. Activate main. Once per turn, return 2 of your total given Don to your rest area, the cost area. He gains rush and plus 1k power. You can do that every turn, even if he doesn't need rush, to get an extra 1k. Running 2 of the Demonic Aura events, essentially Hody Jones for 4 Don, because we're trying to be very aggressive. And also the fact that we have some trigger bodies. We're playing the Mihawk, having a little bit more of a board. You know, it gets more value the more characters in play that you have, which is why I kind of like this being a harder or less desirable body to get rid of if they have to swing into him, right? You know, also goes +3 for your leader as a counter event, and then just running 1 0 cost event, as there are some bricks in the deck. Like I said, if we are going second, it's nice to play this out on 2 Dawn. On 4, we can swing Banish, use Otama. Or what I like as well, if we're going second on 4 Dawn, you can use Otama to buff your leader, get a pretty big swing, and play out Mihawk into something else. They have 2 rested bodies they have to swing into. And if they didn't play out a character on 3 Dawn, then they're only going to get rid of the Otama, meaning that whatever you played off of Mihawk is most likely safe, giving you 2 bodies to swing with the following turn. And then on 6 Dawn, you can heal with Kuma or just play out a rush card and get even more aggressive, right? So going second actually feels really great with the deck because of that, but going first obviously is preferable, especially if you have Mihawk into a good target for 3 Dawn. Yeah, I think Yamato got a pretty decent buff with Otama for Premium Booster 2. Still, you know, definitely a pretty fun, strong deck. Is it the best? No, probably not still, but I think we can have some fun with it. So let's get into some games and let me know what your lists are looking like if you're playing Yamato right now. We got Zoro, losing dice roll. This is not really a turn that I want to, we're going first? Interesting. Interesting. I think we'll keep. It could get like way worse, although this is just not great. It's not great. It would be best to open up like Mihawk Hawkins, but Hody and Kuma, Banish, and Ashra, very good. Oh, sad. Okay, no. Not even really wanting to play out 3 Dawn play then, truly. It might just be swinging to Hiyori. God, these pesky searchers making me swing into them. I wish I could restand and swing twice every single turn. Man. Let's see what he picks up. Cavendish. We'll keep this for that, unless he plays out the blocker, right? Which would be pretty good for him. We'll see what we top deck though. If we get a second Ashra, maybe we can swing. No, we have to get rid of this, unfortunately. And then we just have to pass, which sucks. 4 Dawn, yeah, play. Do I have anything I need to pop? Ashra, no. So we'll just swing 8 Banish at life unless he plays out another one. Right? Yeah, okay. I thought for a split second he might defend that, which would have been interesting. 4 Dawn could play a Kuina or the Zoro that can't be KO'd by Slash. Something like that, right? Well, there's the new Zoro from Premium Booster, but I don't know if this deck is even running that. Truthfully. It could be good, because if it's to be rested, you could rest one of your other characters. Maybe that's good in like the mirror. Right? We'll see, we'll see. We know they have Cavendish. Okay, just big swing. Makes it easy. All right, then we'll just swing back at him. Coolio. 2 Kuma. Not bad. Draw. We'll just go Banish here. Go 8. Hope he doesn't have 2 2s. Because even if he goes down to 3, we can still get rid of his Cavendish with that. You know. And then we'd still be able to swing 7k Banish next turn too, right? Because we 5 Dawn to play out Ashra and Onami. And then, you know, okay. Ooh, nice. So we got Nami and the restand event. That's really good that he didn't get that. Very, very good. So that limits that possibility a little bit, but We'll see if he Cavendishes. Oh, and then we also get to poke 5 with Nami too. So that'd be a really nice turn. A Tashigi. Okay. I still kind of want to get rid of her because, you know, 7k swing, right? But interesting. No Cavendish. Yeah, we'll just... Nope. Yeah. And then we'll take... No. No. I think this also kind of would help as well into a Nell, right? Because, you know, being starved, if they're still doing starve, which they probably are, it's always being able to take life to your hand helps you with that, right? So we'll go here, another Ashura. So we kind of hope that he counters out here against the Banish swing. So we'll hope that he has 2 and 1, because then also getting the hand size down too would help us. We could have played out Otama and gone even higher, but there's no way I would go down to 1 life willingly here. Next time we're going to have to play out... if he counters out here, and he's at 3 life, we can go Ashura into Kuma, right? Which, nice, we got 2 2Ks, so that's really good. So we can Ashura again next turn to get rid of the Cavendish, if he plays that out. But limiting his swings with Ashura while also getting rid of that event, that definitely will help us kind of slow down the aggression on his part while we are just going. That won't leave him enough to play Cavendish though, so he'll... Yeah. Tashigi. I don't know if I care about Tashigi, right? 6 at us. We'll counter 2, right? I don't think I do. Draw. We'll go 8. Blocks. Gives 1k. We know he at least has the Cavendish. He just lets it go. That's very interesting. He must want to really play out the Cavendish next turn, but I don't think I want to even... Well, no, because he has the Tashigi, right? So it doesn't... It's not... yeah, we don't need to... I'm not going to be able to get rid of the Cavendish anyway, so there's no point of trying to keep him at 3 life, right? Unless I top decked a second Ashura Doji. We got the Cavendish there. Interesting he didn't... Well, no, because then if he's at 2 life, that's very lethal range against Yamato, right? Because double attack, and he had a second Cavendish. Well, if he had a second Cavendish, he might have top decked that. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate he lost to the 3-cost event, and we just Ashura removing his tempo for an entire turn, but then the leader itself is tempo as well, right? And he just gets to be even more aggressive in set 13, which is scary. We've got a lot of very straightforward aggressive decks. It's wild. You've got like just slam face deck, but then you've also got Emu that's, you know, okay, remember this first search of the game because you're gonna see these cards cycle through your deck 10 minutes later, and you need to know what you stacked with the bottom deck of the search. You know, I was watching some Emu gameplay, and it's very 6 at us. Well, okay, we got a 2k at least. If he have a 3-cost event, he does not have 3-cost event. Okay, yep. Goodbye, Nami. Sad to see you go, but you know. Well, actually, this kind of helps me. Oh, do I need this as counter? I think I might need this for counter. I could win next turn though, right? I don't have any info in his hand though. That's not great. Okay. Because I can swing into Tashigi. Well, now she can't even, I don't even need to, right? Because she can't rest herself. So you can't save her something, right? Let me just make sure, right? Instead, just rest this character instead, right? Because if you can't rest the character, then you can't save the character, right? So go here, yay, haha. And then I can go 6. Because now I have 2 2Ks. We're going to heal back up to 2. I might still need to get rid of the Tashigi with like a 5k swing from here. We'll see what he does here. Because if I can get him down to 2 life, nothing at all on board, we'll probably be guaranteed safe. This is just Kuma being insanely annoying to deal with. We'll go 7 at life. I assume he takes. Okie dokie. And then if we're able to hang on to Otama, that's an extra buff if we need to like Hody to go for game. Because we can always buff leader, and then that 2 Don we just played out, boom, it can be attached to character to get an extra swing, right? At this point though, unless he had a bunch of 3-cost events, I think we're good, right? He would need 2, but then he wouldn't be able to form that big of attacks, right? Unless he plays out... No, because we have Hody, so if he plays out 2 blockers, we're still chilling, right? But does he go here? Probably not. He does have 3-cost event? Or does he have Luna? Luna would be rough. I don't know. Would it? I don't think we care about this gun because we have another one. And also that... Ashura Doji can still swing too for leader ability, right? Let's see. Because if he plays out 2-cost blocker and a Don, we're actually perfect. Hawkins. Might as well. We don't need a second Hody, I guess. It's probably the last turn. Okay. Another Otama is crazy. We don't even need to Hody, really. Right? We have pretty much perfect math, even without Otama. Otama's kind of overkill. Draw. But we might as well be efficient. So, 9, because he has no Don open, gets us there. And then he takes. And then, even if he gets 2 Lunas... right, to rest 2 characters, we still have another one, so we're chilling. So we'll just go here and then big swing. A little aggressive to try to use this against Zoro by chance, but you know, definitely for some other matchups. Right. Oh, we got Sanji. Very much a lot of new cards can be used in this, right? The Kobe. When attacking, you draw a card. If you have like 6 or less or something, this is a weird hand. I'm gonna mulligan. We're going first, so Ashura Doji is gonna be my friend again. I think I do miss the fact that 5-cost Momo can heal him to life that we can reuse against matchups like this, but again, draw. I think Kuma just might be a little bit better because of the counter and the guaranteed heal. Draw. We'll go banish 6 just to get a card out of his hand. Get a 2K, right? Oh, or the big event. That's actually good, you know? Getting that for only a 2K counter. Very nice. It is a little rough. No Kobe, so that's cool. Gets the Frankie. Nami, attached Don. I guess I want to get rid of that. Take Momo. Because that makes all of the swings pretty crazy. Because next turn he'd be able to swing 8 and 7. So we do kind of want to get rid of that. So we'll go... and then just 7, I guess, at life. So we'll go Ashura there. 7... Hope he takes, and then form a blocker. No heals, so it's trying to be an aggressive. Ooh, he countered out with both. Oh no, 2K. Okay, so he still has the 6 cost. Very scary, very scary. But then if he goes 6 cost, we just counter out 1 and take the 8. Oh, different one. Okay, but we can actually just swing into him. Take Kuma. Not bad. Draw, draw. So let's see. I kind of want to get rid of you. But I think I should establish Kuma. Because you can just swing into him. It's only removed by effects, right? So let's go 6. 3 cards in hand. We know one is the 1K Frankie Vanilla still. So he does take. Cool. Good for me. We'll go you into... we might need this for counter later. Here. Cool. And then we'll form a blocker. So that way we have to deal with 2 swings next turn. Can we win in a turn or 2? If these are trigger bodies, maybe. But up to 6 in hand. We have 3 2Ks, banish, and a 3K counter technically. Yeah, see, this didn't hit like the biggest of targets, but that Nami was going to be quite annoying, honestly. Attaching to Restodon means very annoying swings to deal with. We're just going to block out the first because I don't know if he has... well, he has KO for sure, but 2 and 1, I don't want to give up. But that's an 8K coming at me, so I kind of have to give up the banish. So we'll be at 2 life, 3 and 4 in hand after we draw. Depends on this life in the draw. Be 5 at hand after Frankie or the 6 cost that he plays out, right? Yep, there is the Frankie. What a cool looking card. Yamato search. Okay, draw, draw. Another 2K. What does this get me? A possible 2K, but we have seen a lot of Arcanamon 2Ks and Otama 2Ks. Possible Izo, which actually is great for us. Ashra as well, but Ashra doesn't pop anything crazy here. So we go boom, bam. Let's go here. All right, so what do I need? I want to swing into one of his bodies as well. I might just go 7. So I can pressure you with like a 10K swing, leaving 1 down open for the event, possibly. Right, if I get 2 cards out of here, you'd have to give me 2 more. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Because then I'll form a blocker with that. Go 10 there. Cool. Awesome. So we'll form blocker and pass. We have a 3K event, 3 2Ks, blocker. So we'll live here at least. And we got a lot of cards out of hand. So that was what we were hoping for. We've seen a lot of 2Ks and some events so far. So hopefully his... oh, but then that gets him an extra card, right? At least it's easy to swing into. He doesn't get the +1K on opponent's turn. But it does give you an extra draw, right? 7 at us. KO's our blocker. Oh, that's unfortunate. We'll go up 3 to get out of 1 swing. We got an 8 and possibly a 9. I don't want to go down to 0 life. I don't want to go down to 1 either, but I don't want to go down to nothing in hand. Sanji got a lot of buffs. Very interesting. Very cool, right? This is a very pesky card to deal with, being 7K stat line, you know, harder to swing into. That protection from removal. The when attacking is crazy. Kobe also, right? Draw a card, KO like a chump blocker, right? Oh, we get to heal. Interesting. That's even more interesting. We'll go 2 and then we'll take back down to 2 life. Possibly clear. This is going to go to the long game, right? Draw, draw. This is going to go to the long game. So we'll go here. So Yamato replaces with just anything, right? Because we're going to pitch that for... so then I can go... whoop, whoop, whoop. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Let's go you into you. Heal. We'll go here. Go... 6. See if you got a 2K. Cool, cool. And then we'll go 7 at life. Get him down to 1 life. put him in range for lethal. And then we have 2 2Ks, 3 life. I'm feeling very good if he takes this. If he doesn't, you know. Okay, cool. But then that's a lot of in hand, right? We'll pass. So we'll have 3 swings next turn. If we stay at 1 life, we can Otama to get a lot of value, right? Probably should have swung with Ashura, so that couldn't have happened. That was my mistake. So that one of these would have gone at my... But then actually, I don't know. I want to go down to 1 life, so I want both the swing. Oh, he whiffed on the search. That's rough. That is rough. He could have found a blocker, the 4-cost chopper, right? What did he pick up here? The counter event. That's a lot. I hope we get a Hody or the event. That'd be nice. 5 will counter 2. 8 will take, of course. Nothing really to KO here, so just keep that in hand. Another Frankie, and then he has that event. Okay. All right. Okay. Nothing crazy. Okay, so we can math it out, right? So what is that? It's plus 3,000 with the battle after getting one of your opponent's leader characters minus 2,000. Okay, so this is going to get us a lot of value. So we'll go here. Take. If that was a Hody, that'd actually been crazy, right? We go 8. He gets out of 2 swing. Well, he still has to give us an extra card, right? So, and go 9. So he has to give us a 2K, or he has to use the full event on just leader, right? The fact that Nami whiffed is actually really helpful for us here. I could have gone Momo to get another swing, right? Possibly. That might be value. But 6 Don, I'd rather just split between the 3 we have on board. So he uses the event. Okay, so all of that for just leader. So we'll go 7. If he takes, then we just go big swing. If he goes down to 1, then, you know, there's nothing in like the rest of character, but could give Mice power that I'd have to be worried about. Okay, so we'll just go, he takes, so we'll go 5K and then just big swing. 12. Yeah, that's, yeah, GG. If he had chopper blocker, would have been a lot more rough for us, but yeah, we got Luffy, but we lose dice roll, but maybe that's okay. If we go second, we could do Otama, and then maybe we get just the insane hand. Holy, okay, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Wait, we're going first? He gave us first. Interesting. Interesting. And we have no Kikunojo in hand, so they could be in life. Draw. Draw. I kind of want to put pressure on. But do I want to get 1K out of hand? Or I think he doesn't take an 8K either. So it's like the same as Banish if he gives us 2-1. Right? Getting 2 cards out of hand. I doubt he takes this, right? Yeah. So we got out a ramp event, so you can't ramp as much. Cool. Well, he probably has another ramp, but you know. We'll see. We'll see. This is actually good for... oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. So he didn't have ramp. Ah, no Kikunojo. Okay. 1 Don. All right. Boom, bam. If I go Banish, he just gets out of it, right? So we'll just go 7. Which is a bit more of an awkward number to use the counter event for, but he uses a 2K. Okay, we'll go you into you. And even though it's a 5K attack, it becomes 7 with leader or just 1 Don, right? Mihawk is a little bit harder. He can become 6, but next turn we might... Ooh, okay, that's even better. Oh, got the Grav Blade. Nice. Nami. Okay. So what, he has 6 in hand after all this? Do we Kuma? Do we draw? We can go 6 and 6. We can also play out Momo and still get an AK swing in 2. I think I'd rather get the early aggression. So let's play out you. Here, go 6, and then 8. Get 3 cards total out of his hand or a block. Really nice. So 8. Well, 3, more than 3, right? Yeah. 3 attacks. So we got 2 cards and a block. Very nice. If you grab blades here, then we're still in a really great spot. He didn't get the leader ability yet because he had to we'll let that go, of course. He used that to counter out early, so glad we got that. 9 Dawn, is that worth to Hody? If he plays out Nami, then yeah, we could just win off of yeah, because we'd get buff from leader. Ooh, Rosinante. Interesting. Now, if we go 1 Dawn, rest the blocker, we might still get it. I'm gonna be honest. Because, yeah, we get buff from leader. Oh, we could go even more crazy. Is that worth it? Okay, so wait, let's see. So I'm at 6. That would put me at 8. No, because he'd still get out of it with a giant. So we'll go 8. See if he has... Was he doing Bagua? We'll go 8 and then 10. And we might get it. Yeah, did he have Thunder Bagua? No, he just didn't have another event. GG. So I guess he was trying to live to be able to use... Still decent, right, if you draw into more counter. All right, a few games, just a couple, right? But just a yap mostly for the deck and game plan. I feel like there's flex spots we should talk about too as well, right? Things to consider. I have thought about putting back in some more trigger bodies, right? Like maybe taking out 1 copy or even both. Right, I don't know, but if you're running more trigger bodies, this gets more value, right? If you have more bodies on the board, this just gets more and more value to be able to split Dawn with the board, right? Or, you know, having more swings to go into leader. Because again, Otama taking up the spot that was Toniyasu, which was just a 1k counter, but she's a 2k counter slot, means that we had essentially whatever Toniyasu was can be flexed into whatever else, right? You could run 1 less Momo, maybe 1 less here, maybe 1 less Banish to go 7 total, because you still have searchable Izo, right? To put in 3 copies of like another trigger body, like Nekomamushi or something like that, just to have more aggro. I kind of want to consider that, especially because a lot of the trigger bodies, like, I'll bring them up, like Nekomamushi, right? They're slash. So that's just another target for Mihawk. They're harder to defend, right? But, you know, still pretty good if we're going just pure aggression, right? I like the list a lot. I like Otama in the deck a lot. It's a very strong card. I think the fact that it has triggers is actually crazy. The fact that they have to swing into it, so she's a pseudo blocker, right? It makes her even better than Toniyasu off of the fact that, yes, you're taking a life, but she's eating up an attack for the most part the next turn. So, yes, taking a life also makes the likelihood of a trigger body coming out of life 1 less, because instead of 4 life possibilities of that trigger body coming out, you have 3. But then if you Kuma, it goes back up, right? But then the more you have in the deck, the higher likelihood is overall that they're beaten, you know? So you could, there's some definitely flex spots in the deck for sure. I see at least 3 cards, possibly 4, right? If you wanted to put something else in here, you know? I do think we should definitely keep Ashura Doji at a 4 of course. Things like the Yamato Searcher, Kikunojo, and Hawkins. If you're going to be running Mihawk, you definitely got to keep these up there. You know, I do like this card. It's very nice. It helped us in some matches for sure. It's mainly good into Blackbeard because we can't Hody to rest their blockers, but we have Blackbeard isn't like a super bad matchup for us anyway, but this just helps us even more so. But against things like Rayleigh, Zoro, even Sanji now, this and Kuma definitely help a lot of getting rid of some of their tempo, and then Kuma helping us recover a bit while we're just using our banish to get rid of their life and resources at hand, you know. But yeah, definitely a lot of flexibility with the list in some spots, some tech options you can put in now. I think now that we have a 2K option that covers the Dawn value buff, right? 2 Dawn to go 3K in power, essentially. You have more space in the deck to play around with, which is really cool. So definitely let me know in the comments what you guys are running if you're playing Yamato in Premium Booster. If you are running an entirely different list. I know some people don't run the Mihawk. I didn't run it before either, but I think it's really, really good now. Even if you don't see him, you know, just the chance that you start off on 3 Dawn or 4 Dawn with Mihawk into Kiku or Hawkins, just establishing a nice board. Very, very good, right? It helped us a ton in some matches. This card is just the GOAT. I think definitely got to see 4 copies of it in the deck. It's just too good. It's too good. Getting rid of a 5 cost for 3 Dawn. Very, very nice. It does, again, make me want to run the Momo blocker in the deck because you can bounce it to life and then take it to hand, use it again if there's still a 3. You know, recurring value from the Momo blocker is what I really liked from him. I could see a couple of copies in there, right? A couple, like a 2 of for the Momo blocker. Even though we're running Kuma now, they still have their own use case scenarios of, yes, healing us and protecting us, but also they're aggressive in their own way, right? Kuma is aggressive as he is a 7K body that doesn't easily get removed, and the Momo blocker is aggressive in the way that we can reuse either our Izo to get more banish, right? Or Ashura Doji. You know, say your opponent is at 3 life, you know, you play out Momo, heal the Ashura Doji to your top life, you take a hit to your life the next turn, you get Ashura Doji back to your hand. Boom, you can use them again. Same with Izo, right? You play it out on your 4 Dawn turn, 5 Dawn turn, swing banish. Next turn you play Momo, put the Izo to your top life, take it to hand, you can swing banish again if you need to. So it's just the recurring value of that, you know. Very, very nice. But yeah, very fun list. Love to yap about it. It's a fun deck. Let me know what you guys are doing differently or what you think. Leave a like, subscribe, and hope to see you next one. Bye-bye.